A lot of running, pressing and work rate from both sides, but in the end a lack of quality in the final third contributed heavily to this goalless draw. However, there were some interesting tactical nuances from both sides to impose their style and counter the opposition. Let's go through them on the whiteboard. A feature of Tuchel's tactics at Chelsea has been to push the wing-backs right up the pitch against the opposition's back four, along with the front three, in an attempt to create the overload. From here, the fullback has to decide between covering the man out wide, leaving a man free in the half space, or cover the half space, leaving the man out wide free. Going to a screenshot of the game, Chelsea's front line has pushed up the pitch, occupying United's back line. This caused Shaw to tuck in field to prevent Chelsea's central overload, leaving Hudson-Odoi unmarked on the right. This situation led to the missed diving header of Giroud. To combat this, Ollie used his fullbacks to high-press Chelsea's wing-backs to pin them back. In the early stages, this tactic did nullify the attacking threat of Chelsea's wing-backs, but it also left huge gaps on the outside of United's centre-backs, and when Chelsea beat United's press, they could exploit these areas. Going to screenshots of the game, Wan-Bissaka presses Chilwell in Chelsea's half and forces Chilwell to play backwards. In the same phase of play, the ball is switched out to Hudson-Odoi, and Shaw presses him in his own half, and the ball ends up in touch. But the fallback of the fullback's high pressing was the space created in behind. This is the start of Rudiger's run in the first half. Wan-Bissaka has again pushed up on Chilwell, but when Rudiger beats United's high press, the space in behind Wan-Bissaka opens up, and from a straight run, Rudiger is on the edge of United's box. In this second example, Chilwell plays the ball down the line to Mount, who stepped into the space behind Wan-Bissaka. Even though nothing came of it, you can see how far Lindelof has come across to cover Wan-Bissaka. Both these situations happened early on, but as the game went on, Fred and McTominay started to cover the space in behind Wan-Bissaka and Shaw more efficiently, eradicating the need for Lindelof and Maguire to have to step across to cover that space. What facilitated Fred and McTominay to be able to cover the areas in behind United's fullbacks was the organisation of their high press. Instead of McTominay and Fred engaging directly with Kante and Kovacic, James tucked in to pick up Kovacic and Fernandes picked up Kante. This allowed McTominay and Fred to drop back almost as spear men to ensure United didn't get outnumbered centrally and sweep up in behind the fullbacks when needed. But to maintain the high press, when the ball went out to Rudiger, James was tasked to sprint out to him and pass Kovacic on to Fernandes. So in effect, James was responsible for engaging two players in United's press formation. Going to screenshots of the game, you can see James on Kovacic and Fernandes on Kante, enabling McTominay and Fred to drop off out of the picture. In this same phase of play, the ball is played out to Rudiger, which triggers James to sprint across to him and passes Kovacic on to Fernandes. This was a tough task for James, but he did it really well. The Devil's verdict is, this result spooked Ollie, and in the big game since, United have maintained a decent level of defensive solidity, but has yet to find the balance to maintain that and put teams under enough sustained pressure to create chances and score goals. Alongside this, teams have wised up to United's counter-attack and are not overcommitting against them. 1 goal in 6 games against the so-called top 6 shows the issue United have in maintaining good defensive structure while also being a goal threat. Compare that to last season, a complete contrast. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the game. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.